Alright, so I think this is recording 16. It might be recording 16. This is a continuation of the last recording. And this one is about the loner, and the concept is loner and single, right? And I don't mean single like in a relationship. I mean, see, right here, I'm gonna talk about the loner. Alright, the loner. See, I'm a loner. Sometimes by choice, sometimes not by choice, and I'm being serious, like naturally I'm a loner. I like being alone, like I said. See, like right now I'm alone, and right now I'm like see, this is part of something that I'm trying to explain, and eventually it's gonna get to it. Right, it's like right now I'm alone, but right now I'm being kind of like I'm being singled out, right? And most people are not gonna realize this because you guys, everybody's living their own private life, and even if you're around this, then you don't get to recognize it because of the way the situation gets portrayed. Like I said, everybody here where I live, they heard the situation. See, they heard the situation between me and Berta because, like I said, she would try to start stuff with me, and from their point of view, they think that I'm just depressed and I'm just like kind of like sad in my apartment right now and just kind of like wanting to be alone because I'm depressed over that, but it's not the case, and that's what I'm trying to see. That's why these recordings are important, all right? And this is something that I would try. See, this is something that I would try to tell Berta, but I wouldn't explain to her. I wouldn't explain it to her in a direct way because anybody that values knowledge, see, if you value knowledge, then you're gonna understand what I mean by this. See, if I show you how to use the knowledge, then you'll know how to use it, right? But if I guide you towards it, then you know how to find it. And I'm trying to guide you. I'm trying to guide you guys to the knowledge. See, and the knowledge is many. See, at the same time, these recordings have knowledge about other stuff that people are not aware, and at the same time, at the same time, you guys are getting to meet me, all right? And like I said, I like being alone, and if you guys don't know me, it's because I'm really good at staying away from let me rephrase that. I like being alone. Like I said, if you guys don't know me, it's because I've been working really hard to making sure that you guys don't know me. And you guys need to understand that. See? See, I'm 33 years of age. The year's 2019. I tend to be a loner person. And I'm not just talking a loner person, like I like being alone. See? Like I like being alone. So I pretty much I had issues with people before. I don't want to get stuck into it too much because I don't want to bring those conversations into it right now because see, those conversations don't have anything to do with the situation, except for the fact except for the fact that I'm just gonna show you why I'm saying it is important. Okay, I'm gonna explain to you why it is important. Right, so like me, like the reason why like I said, the reason why right now I'm stuck in the situation is because everybody has their own plan for me. And everybody thinks that I don't see it. Everybody thinks that I don't see. Pretty much, they think that I don't see their plans that they have for me, and they vary where I go, So, before the plans that they have for me are not the plans that I wanted, and they were trying to stop me from getting to where I wanted to be. And see, once a person breaks the trust, see, most people don't see. Most of you don't follow these because most of you are programmed to endure it, and it shouldn't have to be like that, because it could get solved. Like it could get solved, and it could get reformatted, right? I don't want to explain the situation of that too much right now. I'm gonna give you an example. If I would have followed the plan that they had for me before, my childhood family, and I call it childhood family because I don't consider my childhood family. I don't consider them my family. I don't consider them my family at all, because all those people were against me, and they don't see it like that. But they had their own agenda, and they had their own plans, and they were willing to pretty much they were willing to sacrifice. Pretty much they were willing to sacrifice my kind of like my happiness or my well-being to make sure that they accomplish their own selfish purposes and needs, right? So for that reason, like I'm telling you guys, like I don't have anybody to help me out right now. Like I don't have a family, and that's the reason why I'm saying that. Like, see, everything about my relationship between Bertha and me was a post of ever since the beginning. See, if I would have done things right, I wouldn't have been dating at that time. I wouldn't have been dating at that time. See, I wouldn't have got married. I wouldn't have had my son. And the reason why is for the same reason similar to Bertha, which is on my side, my childhood family were expecting me to be the one that works, and they were expecting me to be the one that works and provides for them, and they were trying to prevent me from. Pretty much, they were trying to prevent me from hitting the family market, which is pretty much to go out and date and and have my own family and make my own branch, and they were trying to prevent that. Right? That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to prevent that. I don't know why. But the only conclusion that I get, the top conclusion that I keep getting is that they pretty much didn't think that I could handle the breakup, and that's the only thing that I think. And see, that's why people cheat. That's one of the reasons why people cheat, because they don't want to be with you no more, and they think that you're the one that can't handle a breakup. See? And if you ever date a cheater and you find yourself in that situation, that's what they're gonna tell you. They're gonna tell you that they did it because they don't think you can handle the situation. And see? But the funny thing is that the way I see it is that they're the ones that can't handle the situation because they're not willing to take the risk. See? They want like Bertha, she wanted to date someone else. See, when the whole Dominic's 2122 got out of control, and it started affecting my personal life because it started affecting what I was trying to do to provide for myself. When that whole situation got out of control, like she was just trying to stop me. She was trying to stop me and prevent me from all that, and that caused the issues. That caused the main issues. That the way I see it is like, see, when all the situation got out of control, whatever the situation between them was, because I honestly don't know. Because like I said, even though I knew about it, I really wouldn't look into it because I was doing my own thing. I would kind of play the part because I know that guy. The guy wants me to think that the guy wants to think that I get mad about it. All right, and if I didn't, then he was gonna stop. He was gonna stop trying to pursue her. And see, this is the reason why I'm telling you people that a lie could change the outcome of a situation. See, if I would see, and she kept insisting that she liked him or whatever, and to be honest, I honestly think that she was just trying to provoke me to kind of like to go do something because she had already done something before. See, like I honestly think I think that she had already like cheated before. See, the dominant is 2-1-2-2. He thinks that he played her, and maybe he did play her, but she played him first because she was using him. Because like I said, she was going through a breakup from work. You know, a breakup from work. You know, even though she was married to me, that I wasn't aware of. But like I said, I always suspected that she was like that. But like I said, I don't go out of my way because, you know, if they could hide it, they could hide it. Other than that, then I would literally need to hire people to, and it's like, come on, that's just a ripoff. You know, that's what all those people do. You know, all those people that, you know, all those investigators that investigate couples cheating, they're just ripping you off, all right? Because and most of the time, in the end, if they get the chance, the only thing that you're doing is you're giving somebody the right to monitor someone that you have feelings for. And eventually, no matter what they're gonna, eventually they're just gonna make a move on them too, and that's the way it works, all right? And it doesn't matter if it's a male or female, you know. Everybody gets to what I'm talking about, right? Right. So when the Dominics 2 went into the situation between Moonstar 2388 55 got out of control, she started making all kinds of like stories, and she started like, I honestly think that she just started to provoke me, like trying to get me to. I honestly don't know, okay. But the best reaction that I could think is that she was just trying to get me to leave everything unattended so that she could get those accounts and turn them into him, because that was the deal that he made with her. That if she managed to get those accounts, then whatever, you know, whatever, I don't know what, you know, then my main conclusion is that then he once he seen that he wasn't gonna get what he wanted because she wasn't played on, then he started blackmailing her, and then I'm making this another thing, right? And if it's not like that, then, and like I said, the situation, because certain stuff of the situation doesn't make sense to me, it doesn't add up. And that's why these recordings are there, because like I said, I'm about to become homeless, and I'm not gonna have time to pretty much to do anything about this right now. So I'm putting this out there for the people that follow the story, and for individuals that don't, for you guys to jump into this and investigate the situation, you know. And if see, I'm saying that I'm about to become homeless, but if I'm not on YouTube within a year, then it's probably because I died, or I got killed or murdered or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to be paranoid, but see, the issue about this situation is that I'm stating it. See, I'm stating my whereabouts, where I'm gonna be for the next time. So since you guys don't know me, you guys are gonna lose track of me, and that's the thing. That's the thing that I'm trying to get about the single and the solo, and the one. You see, people. There's people that like being alone, and they don't understand why they like being alone, but they like being alone. And there's people that don't like being alone, and there's people that like being alone, but choose to have company around because they know the dark side to being alone. And I'm gonna talk about it right now. right? And it has been talked about in media before. Media means like, TV or stories or books or whatever, right? The purpose of you being alone, like completely alone from everybody. So you have nobody. See? You have nobody to help you out. See? There's no connection between you and anybody that if it's not physical or sexual, you're gonna struggle. Alright? And even in that case, even if it is, even if it is sexual or attraction, you might still struggle because the situation, situations are not like certain situations are not easy to understand. All right. So the reason why I'm saying this is because like I keep telling you guys now that I'm gonna become homeless because I'm being honest. I'd rather you guys know the truth. If I don't return to YouTube, it's because I became homeless and I couldn't afford to go back to YouTube or to have a place to live. So that means that either I got sucked in the system or I got lost in the system. And if a year happens and I'm not back, then chances are that something happened to me. And see, I should be able to get back on YouTube. See, I should be able to get back on YouTube even though I become homeless. Like if I work through the steps, then I should be able to be back on YouTube like in 5 months. 5 months. So like in 5 months I should be able to be back on YouTube doing something. Whether it's uploading or showing you my life or something, because it's something that I'm interested. Because like I said, the whole purpose of the stuff that I was doing for Warhawk, I'm trying to get into the gaming industry. See, I'm an architecture student. I've been drafting for a long time, but I enjoy it. Like it's fun for me, and I'm not trying to get into. I know that competition is good. See, but there's cycle competition, and I don't want to do cycle competition. Cycle competition is just, mindless companies that are being backed up by some asshole. They're just trying to get the most out of everybody and has no respect for anybody, that they have their own personal lives and they have to have, just like them, that they have to have they have to have a balance in their life. And the reason why they don't want to let you do that is because they don't want to let you achieve what they achieve. All right. And that's why companies do what they do. See, for a long time I've been trying to go to work and go to school, and for some reason they have an issue with that, and I don't know why, because it doesn't affect the thing. The only thing that affects is that they know that, see, companies know this. The situation between me and Berta, companies know that, that people lose loyalty to people, and that's why they make you sign something. That's why they make you sign paperwork. That's why they make you, when they hire you, that's why they make you work for it, when in reality the company should be the ones. See, you shouldn't be the one going to interviews. The company should be coming to you looking for you for work, because they're the ones that need the work. See, you only need the job because the way that the economy system was created in the past, and most people don't understand why it was created in the past. The economy system was created in the past by somebody, right? And we're gonna get a little bit into detail. I want to sidetrack right now. All right, the way money is supposed to work, that I don't think people see it. See, money is not supposed to have any value, right? But it does have value because it needs it. All right, but technically it's not supposed to have any value. If you grow rice, and if one person grows rice and the other person grows flour, or the plants for the flour, then you want the rice and he wants the flour. So you guys make an agreement. And it's in the Bible. So if you guys look at it, but in the Bible, you gotta understand that the Bible was written by by the company, all right? So then the company is the Vatican, right? Okay, so if you want the rice and the other person wants the flour, then you guys make a deal, all right? so many pounds of rice equals so many pounds of flour, and you guys trade, right? So then money was created by an artist, right? Money was created by an artist, and he created the bill. He created whatever the first money, or whatever the first dollar, or whatever the first coin was. He crafted that. See, he crafted it, and because the coins are in a circle, see, people don't understand that the shape circle is a very complex shape, right? If you ever try to do a circle yourself, there's a reason why a perfect circle is a big deal, because it's not easy to do a perfect circle. That's why they have machines. They have machines rounding out, trying to get the best circle, but it's impossible because no matter what, see, this is why I'm telling you that I know that people don't understand the way pi works. They don't understand the way pi works to the fullest, because if they would understand why pi works, they wouldn't have these machines calculating pi, and they wouldn't have these machines trying to create the most perfect circle. See, so what in return, what they are telling me, see, all these big shot scientists, I'm sorry to offend you guys, but if you guys get offended, then give me a fucking job, because I deserve to be up there with you guys, alright? See, the scientists that are doing those researches, because they don't understand they don't understand what they're looking into. See, and the biggest problem that they have is that they don't understand what they're looking for. Is how can you tell a computer what to find if you don't know what you're looking for? All right. So the computer is just gonna keep repeating the process, repeating, and that's the same thing. That's the same thing that people do. Like every time that they go into a relationship and they break up, and they go into a relationship and they break up, and they go into a relationship, since they don't understand what is the reason that's causing the breakups, then they just almost literally go into this mindless trance where they just keep repeating the steps over and over and over. And that's what happens at work. See, when you're at work, they want to tire you out. They want you to be tired. So, see, if you're a pretty female, if you're a good looking female, and you work at a place where a guy is an employer, it could be an ugly guy, it could be a good looking guy. It doesn't matter. It's not about their looks. The only thing that involves their looks is whether you're gonna give it to them or not, or whether they're gonna get some or not. All right, that's the only thing that matters about the looks. All right, but to them, see, I'm gonna talk kind of explicit, because it's the only way that you're gonna understand. All right, because other than that, if I explain it nice to you, you're not gonna see it like that. See, so your boss, you're their bitch. All right. To your employer, he's the pimp and you're his bitch, right? I don't care if you're a male, I don't care if you're a female. That's the mentality that they have, and believe it, because that is what the mentality that they have. All right. If you've ever tried leaving early, they make a big issue. Once you finish your time, you're not obligated to stay no more. All right. The only thing that obligates you to stay is that they threaten you, not by death, but they threaten you with your job, which is if you walk out today, then they'll come back tomorrow, and that's what they do. All right, and that's a cycle relationship. That's what I'm trying to say. That's a cycle relationship. All right, see, because that person is taking all that control. He's letting all that control get to his head, right? And he can get away with it because he's running the company, and it's his company, and you're there because you want the work, and if you don't want the work, then leave, right? See. But that's only true in parts, because no matter what, in order to see, if that situation were true, then I wouldn't need money to live. I wouldn't need money to have a house. I wouldn't need money to have a place. See, if work was an option, then everybody would have a home. Everybody would have a place. And if you want to live by yourself, then you will have your own place. See. If you wanna have a 6-room house and live by yourself, and that's your choice, but it should be fair to everybody else. So if a guy has, if a guy has a family of 10, and they live in a 6-room house too, because that's the basic, then he chose to be crowded with family, and the other guy chose not to, and that should not be punished. See, so the fact that you need money to pay, technically, to keep paying life, and money is not optional, and money in a living situation is not optional. So the government needs to stop bullshitting with these fake. See, this is what I'm trying to tell the working class, to stop thinking that you're middle class, because you thinking that you're middle class, you're allowing the government to screw you over. Because meanwhile, the middle class are the rich kids. Like I said, the middle class are the kids of the rich people, or your kids. If your kids are not working and you're giving them money, they're participating in the middle class right now. But that has a limit, because that middle class only exists as much as you can keep providing. Okay. So what's happening? Like the housing market, the government is letting people take control of it, to where the same companies are buying all the houses. They're monopolizing the industry. So they're making it hard for you to be able to get a house in a certain situation, because there is no affordable housing, because there is no jobs. There is no jobs that are providing the jobs that are providing you the housing. The jobs that are providing you the job are not providing you housing. All right, so then there's no balance right there. See, if it was by choice, then I would understand, but it's not by choice, because nobody chooses to be homeless by choice. See, so that's what I'm trying to get. That's why I keep saying the car should be free. Housing should be available to everyone. Because the thing that happens, see, everybody's supposed to work up the chain of employment. See, in the process of you working up the chain, see, you're supposed to start from the bottom and go all the way to the top, but nobody does that. And when you do that, every time that you do that, because you're scared, and I'm saying it to whoever's listening to whoever's listening to this recording, if it applies to you, it's because you're scared. All right, you're scared to go to the next step. You're scared to go to the next level, because you have a job where you're getting paid good, and you're scared to take that. You're scared to take that jump to the next job, because you became comfortable with the people that you're working around, or the people that you're fucking around with. Because when it comes down to it, that's part of it. All right, and so you choose to get stuck there. So then over time you start to hate your work, and over time you start to dislike the people that you're working with, because, like I said, you're only there because you have to, not because you wanted to. If you had the choice to be anywhere you wanted to be right now, at whatever moment you're listening to this recording, if you had the choice to be wherever you want, is where you are right now, where you want it to be. And if the answer is no, then that's how you know that it's not your choice. See, if your answer is yes, then is it because you're choosing to record this? Is it because you're choosing to hear this recording at the time that you have time? See, and if you're hearing this recording and you're where you want to be right now, it's because you have time right now. And if you have time right now, it's only because you have time, because you're not where you're supposed to be at, which is at work, because maybe you're off, or maybe you're off of school. And that's what I'm trying to explain here, that certain stuff is supposed to be given, right? But because the early people decide to get greedy, and they don't give it out, they don't give out the resources to the people they don't give out all the resources to the people that need it, you know, because what they do is that they corrupt the system. So if you're a social worker and you're a guy, it's like obviously you're gonna try to hook up all the females to try to see if you could spring some loyalty from them to see you like you're the man that's providing, and that's what they do. And that is what they do, right? And that's what the companies do too. Your employer, see, your employer, like I said, your employer is a pimp, and you're the bitch, whether you're a man or a female. And that's the way they see it, all right? And if you ever try to leave your work on time because you have your own personal life, like you gotta go pick up your kids, and they make a big issue because they don't give a fuck about you, man. It's true, because they don't know you. And even if they did, it's because they want to get to know you personally for their own reasons. And most women choose to be dumb and just to believe it because they want to believe that situation applies to them, and that's what they're counting on. See, that's what they're counting on. They're counting on those people to believe, and it happens to men too. For men, the way they'll play men is that they give them a title, they give them a stupid title, and they let them feel like they're somebody. And you know, based on the person, you know, he's gonna think that he's somebody, and based on the person, then he might, how they say, he might act a fool, and that's what they do. All right. See, so then that person, someone that doesn't deserve it, becomes, they think that they're at the level that they deserve, and they don't. You know, they're just being hooked up, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, this conversation is not about hate. This is just me bringing light to certain situations that either most people don't know about, or they just don't have the time to look into it, or they probably just don't understand how it connects. All right. So the thing about being single and alone, completely alone, is that you have nobody backing you up. And situations like, when you get into a situation like this, then you know, it's like, what do you do? You know, there's almost nothing you can do. I'm not saying there's nothing you can do. See? But in a situation like Bertha, you know, the reason why I would tell her not to lie to me is because I know how she is. See? I know that guys are gonna try to blackmail her, they're gonna try to play her. And as long as they know that she's married, see? People track people. People don't believe this, but people follow people. You know, you think, see, if you're working, you have a common route. See, if you go to work every day, you wake. I'm pointing this out to you. And I'm letting you know that there's other guys out there and other females out there that are aware of this concept. And I'm making you guys aware of it so that everybody can be aware of it. All right. See, if you have a common path every day, then you're vulnerable. Okay, you're vulnerable because you're vulnerable to any random person that marked you. And by me saying marked you, I'm just saying that they pretty much they put their eye on you, which pretty much is you got their attention and now they want something to do with you. See, if you have a common path, then you're vulnerable because, you know, as long as you keep having to go through that path to go to your job, anybody that wants to play you can wait for you and play you. All right, and it doesn't have to be the same person. See, like if a person figures this out, this is what I was telling Bertha. This is what I was telling Bertha about the Dominix 2122. That says he has mods and he could see the IP. He could see her path. You know, he could see when she logs in, because he could see everybody. You know, because other developers, they could see everybody. See, I was talking about this in tape 10, but PlayStation 4. You know, if you could live stream, and other people could see your live stream without you having to put any hardware into your system, is because it's already in there. And that means that, you know, you're not thinking about this, but the way that YouTube channels are working is that PlayStation has that, you know, and they have a network somewhere where they can monitor your screen. Like they can monitor your screen, and they use the excuse that they're doing it for doing it for data collection to figure out oh this game catches on and this and that, and then yes, let's say that is why they're doing it. But then there's some people that figure out that they could use it to their advantage in their personal life, and they're not supposed to. But if they do it secretly, see, if they're a person like me that doesn't talk to people, then there's less people knowing the situation, and that's the danger. That's the danger of that's the danger about being alone. When you're alone, see, if you're alone and you're doing bad stuff, it makes it easier for you to get away with it because you're not having conversations with anybody. You're not having conversations, but you're not having conversations. You break that link of the gossip and the news of spreading, and see, that's the power. See, but it's really hard to do because I'm gonna put this challenge out for you listeners. Try to go one day. Try to go one day. Like honestly, try to go one day without having to speak to somebody. Like one full day, but you can't stay home. See, because obviously if you stay home, then you won't. Obviously, if you stay home, chances are that you might achieve that. But even so, you might get interrupted. All right, based on who you are. Okay, and you could take this as a test on yourself. All right. See, based on this is how you can find out how controlled you're being. All right, how many people are controlling you? How many people if you can't do this, it's because you're not in control of your life. Right? And like I mean, start one day. Listen after you listen to the recording, even right now, and whatever time that you heard this recording, starting now, say it to yourself in your mind. Starting now, you're not gonna talk to anybody until the end of the day, and put a time. Let's say 12. At any moment that you have to talk to somebody, or that you accidentally do, then you failed already. And that's what I'm trying to say. The system is set up in a way that everybody has to interact with somebody once in a while or all the time. And the thing that happens is that sometimes people become they become so automated because they start doing other stuff that has to do with the work that they lose track of that. And when that happens is like your employers, the employers can read you. They could read you better because you're like in a trance. So like I was talking earlier on, if you're a pretty female and your employer is a male or a female, it doesn't matter. It applies to both sexes. It applies to males and females. See? They see you as a bitch, and they're the pimps, right? See? So when you're working, like I worked in some jobs like this like once or twice, like for like a day or two. But like let's say this is an example, okay? Let's say you're working in a line. Manufacturing line, and you're a private person and you keep to yourself, and one day you decide to, one day you're gonna go out on a date and you decide to go dress nice to work, and that day you caught your boss's attention. See, and he had never talked to you before because, they're not dumb. They have a lot to lose. If they fuck with the wrong person, they have a lot to lose, right? And they know it because they know that there's a lot of people that see. There's a lot of smart people and they don't move up because they know that it's just a stupid game that it makes people really miserable, right? Sometimes the more you have, the more miserable you are because, you don't think about it, but See, you go to work, you have this expensive nice car, and the only reason why you value it is because you feel like you're better than the other person. And that's what they did it. That's what they want you to think. That's how they play you. That's how you're being played, right? They're playing you by your hatred to your fellow man or your fellow person, all right? They're playing you by the hatred of you wanting to feel better than them. That's how they're playing you people, all right? You go to work, you're paying for this car. This really nice car. You know, let's say you bought it right now. You know, let's say today you got a job and today you went to work and you're gonna make good money, and you start calculating that and you keep that job, you know, that you could provide for that car. But now you're aware of my concept. Now you're aware that your job is not secure, because if you accidentally got the spot that is not needed, that is just part of the HR to them to keep their job, then eventually your job's gonna be you know, it's gonna be deleted, or it's gonna be, you know, obsolete, or you're not gonna be needed no more. Or what they do, this is what companies do. Some people are aware of it, but you know, nobody's gonna listen to just one person, just like you might not listen to the recording. But that's why I'm trying to make it for you to listen to it. Okay? So then what they do, because this is what they did to me in the last company. You know, I filled up the last company that I filled up. I was making good money. Like I said, I'm a nice guy. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, like I think I'm super good looking, but I'm not saying I don't think that I'm ugly. But I'm also not thinking that I'm like anything, you know. But the thing is that the girl that hired me, you know, she was a cool girl. You know, she was a cool girl. You know, she wasn't my type of girl for me to go out with her, but I thought she was a cool girl. She was pretty. You know, she was good looking, and you know, like pretty much if it wasn't because we were gonna work together, you know, I would have befriended her. But I don't befriend people because, you know, at work it doesn't benefit to befriend people sometimes, because the only thing that happens when you befriend people, see, there's companies that know this, you know, this concept for what they do to you, the males and the females. See, there's guys that have companies, so they're not looking to date you, because they can go out of the. See, most people that date within a network of groups, with this, whether it's school or work, you know, or a social event, you know, the government does that for you. The government puts that for you to give you an opportunity to socialize, to have a common conversation with somebody. But you females have been being programmed by your males, you know, the fathers and your husbands of the past, to not let those opportunities benefit you. And that's the thing that, see, now they see, a lot of people don't understand this, but you could see the population by who's running you could see who's in control of the population by who's running the system. See, women are about, see, right now is the time of the women, and people don't understand what that means. What that means is that women are about to hit this mark that for the first time in a long time, they're gonna overpopulate the earth. All right. So the balance of the population between male and female it already happened, and it's continuing. So pretty much what's happening is that women outpopulate males. See, so the game's changing, and if females keep playing the game the way that they've been playing, then they're gonna be alone, because, you know, like I said, the women outpopulate the men now. And when that happens is then you know, eventually you will get a female president, because, you know, even a corrupted system can be corrupted when something like that happens, because it makes it too obvious. See, because now if any corruption happens, then it's not gonna be in the White House. It's not gonna be dealt with in the White House between the men. It's gonna be dealt in the White House between men and women. And I'm telling you that for the first time ever, women are about to outpopulate men. So it's not gonna matter if it's not gonna matter in the White House if there's Democrats or Republicans, because there's gonna be a new house, the new house of female, and all that's not gonna matter. See, that's the thing that you women are not understanding. Like right now is your chance to restructure everything, but without hate. See, if all you women that get in fucked up situations because men have been in control of the system. If you guys come back, like vengefully, or now we're gonna screw men over and whatever, and you guys are making a mistake, because you women eventually will have kids, and if you guys set up the system for them to hate men, then your kids, your little boys, your children are gonna grow up to be men that are hated, and you guys don't want that, and you guys need to see that. You guys need to understand that now. See? Women that get played, some women get played because they choose to value whatever they go after, and if they don't get their way, then they get like upset, and it's for both. It happens to men too. Okay? I'm not gonna say that it doesn't, but it's the truth. See, that's what I'm trying to point out. See, I know that it seems like I sidetracked a little bit, but like I said, everything's connected, and some of it might make sense to you based on. See, some of it might make sense to you if you heard the other recordings, or if you understand the way that if you understand what I'm trying to say, and other people might not understand it, but it might trigger the movement to get you to do research on all this and pretty much become aware of the situation, because see, people don't realize that. See, but a lot of people are living with people because they have to, not because they want to, and that creates problems, and the government counts on that because it creates drama, and when there's drama, then when there's drama in your life, you need to spend like crazy, because like my situation, I had to get a job, I had to get a job quick, like you guys don't understand this, Bertha moved out in August because like I said, I like to stay alone. I like to be alone, right? And Bertha moved out in August 2019. She was already dating that guy, right? So Dominic 2122, if she lied to you, I tried to let you know. Once I knew that she had gone out of her way to meet you, if you guys did, and if you guys didn't meet, and this is some kind of joke, it's not a funny joke, okay? It's not a funny joke, and I'm not mad about it, but I'm just saying, if it's a joke, then all this is gonna be used as a promotional tool. Alright? Right, but Dominic's 2122, if she played you and you feel bothered, that's your fault, bro. Because I told you. As soon as I knew, I told you. And then by that time it was too late. Then you got burned at your own game, bro. So don't get mad. Don't get mad and don't hate, Okay, now back to the listener. Like when Bertha started taking that into a situation that I wasn't aware. Once I found out, then I told the guy, like I told the Dominic so I texted him because pretty much she broke the deal. She broke the deal the way that we had it, and since my intentions for all this is to actually make it something. And when she started doing that, all that, I knew that because of that, it was gonna try to be used to prevent me from completing this, to actually try to see if I can make something out of it. Because see, now my story has this dark story, and it's a dark story just because of all the situations. All right. And that's why I'm promoting the Dominix 2122, because I'm embracing you, bro. I'm embracing you, and I'm embracing Moonstar 238855. All right, Dominix 2122. See, you want me to hate you because I know that's how you are. Because I've heard you talk, bro. I heard the way you speak, and I know what's backing up that mind. All right. I know what's backing up your mind. I know what's. How do you think I was able to figure it out so fast? See, this entire time, the Dominix 212, he's had the upper hand in the way that he's been going on with that he was going on with my ex-wife at that time. But he was getting played too because, she would still come home and sometimes we would still do stuff. Stuff. Like, I'm not trying to be explicit, but I mean, not to be dirty here, but I did everything to that. I did anything sexual that could be done to a person. We experienced it together, all right? And that's all I gotta say about that, because I don't want to get explicit, all right? In that situation, that person went out of their way to go and find Bertha, just to do them to shame them into like, oh, they're this because they cheated on their husband, and but at the same time to use it as leverage to get something out of it, because that's what they do, right? So like that's the dark side of being alone, like her she doesn't feel like she's alone. So because of that, she plays in her mind. She plays a cheating game because she's comfortable enough to feel like she has people backing her up. And the mistake that happens with that is that when they go into that game, they play that game alone because nobody knows. Because since they're hiding it, then the advantage that benefits her personal life for to keep her charades only benefit her personal life, but in the actual game of the cheating or the player game, I'm talking about like dating and effing and all that, the player, all right? Even though it's not just about that, everybody thinks it's just about that part, but it's not. There's more to it. But that's how you know that they're rookies, all right? That's how you know that they're rookies, when they're just focused on the starting part of it. And when people like that, like say like Berta, that she feels like she has people, they play that game privately because they're cheating, they're lying to everybody, and when they do that, they give the advantage to that person, because if that person finds out that, and they found out because they knew, they knew that she was lying, she lied to him about everything. She lied to him about where she works. In conversation and text. I'm sure once they met, that, he told her what's up. And like I said, I know how she is. So I was recording this for that. Like I'm telling you, and some people know this. Some people know this. It's thrown out there. And the reason why they do it is because they don't want you to be alone. They don't want you to be alone because when you're alone, like I said, when you're alone, the advantage that you have to using it if you don't care is that nobody knows what's up with you, and you could do almost anything. And if you're smart enough, you can get away with almost anything. All right, and that's why the government doesn't want you to be alone. See, and that's why they make it so that when you're in a situation where you're alone, they make you worry about that you have to find somebody, and and in situations like that, like mine, how I become homeless, the situation is the ultimate way of catching a person that likes being alone. Kind of like to force them back into the. It's a final attempt at forcing them back into the social grouping, but they don't understand that the social grouping doesn't benefit me because, people want to play the game at me instead of with me, and that doesn't give me any benefit. See, because I've been see. Yeah, I'm gonna break this conversation into something else right now, and the other conversation, I need you guys to take it as part of the next part of this conversation. It's part of me making you understand kind of like my life and the way that people react to me, and kind of like pretty much why I'm in the situation that I am. And the first thing that you guys are gonna think is that this guy's crazy, right? But I need you to listen to the story, and I need you to pay attention, and and I believe that I'm gonna make you see the reality that it is, and I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you help me, change it. Alright? And the next conversation is gonna get weird. I'm just telling you right now, it's gonna get weird. Like, I'm not high right now, right? Like, I already the week that I had, I already finished it. That was the last. Pretty much like these are the last. In this apartment, I paid it to the end of the month, and after that, I don't have money to pay anymore. So I'm enjoying my time right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say that I'm not stressed out, because the situation sucks. To anybody, the situation would suck, alright? But I'm enjoying this time right now, because it's gonna be, if I do become homeless and everything happens the way that it happens, and at least for a long while, I'm not gonna be able to be private to myself like this. Like, I like being alone, right? And so I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it to the max. I had some money, but I didn't have enough to complete the rent and for this month. So I'm like, fuck it, I made a decision. Like, I'm not gonna have enough money to complete the rent. So I had two choices. I could be stressed out this whole month to the end of the month and end up homeless anyways. Or I could try and enjoy it, and try and enjoy it and max out the privacy. That pretty much this might be the last time for a while that pretty much I'm to myself, because people that are homeless are not private, because they're out there and they gotta deal with other people that are in the same situation, and they gotta deal with other people walking amongst them that are doing good, and they just look at them like kind of like they're nobodies. And I understand the mentality, because since they don't play by the rules that you guys get manipulated by, then you guys are this is not negative against the government. Okay, government. So if you listen to this government, for the government, I want you to if you're scientists and you're listening to this is not negative talk. I want you guys to evaluate these recordings and understand that I deserve to be working with you guys. See, you guys have these stupid tests that you guys are doing to recruit people, but those are stupid tests based on the person whoever made it. All right, and that's the thing about that you guys do these stupid tests based on the idiot that wrote it, and you know those tests don't work. Those tests don't work to find the people that you're looking for. So at the same time, if this gets if the next recording, because of all these recordings, if the next recording gets government attention, I'm telling you to evaluate the recordings and realize that I deserve to be working with you guys. I deserve to be working on the government side. You guys don't think that I know, but I know. See, and now you guys are trying to force me back into thinking that it's not like that. And I'm telling you that I know. And the more that you try, the more that the more that you try, the more that you're gonna realize that I'm right. Right, so I'm gonna break this recording down to I'm gonna break this next recording. It's part of this recording, but because like I said, this conversation is gonna get kind of like weird. I'm separating it, but not to hide it, just to keep it separate, right? So that anybody that finds the conversation offensive or kind of like odd, if you guys want to stay away from that conversation, you guys could still piece out a lot of stuff from the other stuff, but maybe the next conversation is not a conversation that you won't participate, and I understand that because the next conversation is gonna be weird, right? That's all I gotta say.